My name is Samantha Sendel. I am 34 years old, and I, on this show, do acronet. Action. I started trampoline when I was 9 years old. I did artistic gymnastics before then. I wasn't super flexible, so not so good at the artistic gymnastics side, but moved to trampoline and loved it, picked it up, and have been doing it ever since. So I started in 2000. It's been now 26 years of my life. A lot of people just compete and then right away transition. For me, I actually did shows and competition for many years in a row. So I was kind of transitioning while competing, and then as soon as I was ready, Cirque was knocking at my door, other companies were knocking at my door, like, can you do this contract? Are you available this long? No, I'm still competing. And then the second I was finished, it all just, boom, I had all these job opportunities. So yeah, I literally did my first paid show, I was 12 years old. It was in the Sky, well, what used to be the Sky Dome in Toronto. It's now the Rogers Stadium there. And there were these police games where all the different departments would do these obstacle courses and challenges and things. And they needed a halftime show, and they hired my coach and people from our trampoline club. And I still love it just as much as the day I first started. I started the low levels as everything, moved into junior national team, senior national team, did many world championships, World Cups, and was alternate for the 2016 Olympics. Would have loved to compete, but didn't. It was always a goal, but at one point I was like, I knew a circus was gonna be my career, so I had achieved most of what I wanted to, and then moved into circus, and yeah, still get to do what I love. Highlight of my career, World Championships in 2013. I ended up coming in 5th place. My teammate, who went on to win multiple Olympics, that was her first time winning her World Championships. When I was with her in synchronized trampoline, we won multiple medals at the World Cups and at World Championships. And I'm most proud of my finishes there, like 2013, and then 2014 we won 2nd in synchronized trampoline. But actually, looking back on it, as I'm answering this question, the highlight of my career was my teammates. We were all a good bunch of people, very supportive of each other, and just competing and being with them. Looking back on my career, that's what I remember most. And there was an amusement park by my house that a lot of my teammates used to work at. So I would go every summer to this amusement park with my family, with my friends, and I would watch them do these shows. And ever since I first saw it, I'm like, I want to do that one day. And then I did start doing that. I worked with that company at that amusement park over a number of years, and then the transition was easier when I went full-time circus. And now I've been doing circus full-time for the last 10 years. LUDØ, or just performing in itself, it's very different. They're very different demands. I would say there's way more pressure competing at an Olympic Games or any big world competition, because you have the pressure of the funding that could come to yourself and your delegation and things like that. So it's like there's much more at stake. When you're performing, it's more fun, it's more free, you get to express yourself. You're not just putting in what the judges want. You're now like, what's gonna entertain the people? Normally, in competition, you prepare for months and months on end in order to peak at a certain moment, a certain point. The difference of being on your best performance every night is you have to kind of manage your load burnout a little bit more. Like on the weeks with 10 shows and everything, like it's more tiring, it's more things. So sometimes you might see, like you're a little tired, you might adjust your tricks. Maybe do a little easier trick one day that you're feeling tired so that you don't either get injured or burn out and crash. Whereas competition, yeah, you spend months just for that one moment. I actually perform much better when there's an audience. My coach always used to say, you always do best when you're showing off. Competition, you pay to be judged. And in circus or here at LUDØ, you get paid to be appreciated. In what we do on the acronet or even on trampolines, it's predictably unpredictable. You could think you're setting well for a trick and then you get thrown a certain way. So Honestly, here on the Acronet, we rely on the years of training we had either in gymnastics or in trampoline, just to have the in-air adjustments. If something doesn't go so right, you know how to adjust already just from those years. It's very quick in the air. But mostly before the show, good warm-up, and I like to just be in my own headspace, calm, before I go out there. I had come from sport and competition, so I was very used to, this is what they want, this is what I do. If I didn't do it, I didn't do my job. Then when I went into circus again, it was more free and expressing, and I wasn't used to that. So having someone tell me, like, show me how you would move in this scenario and stuff, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know what you mean. Like, why don't you tell me how to move? And they're like, well, we just want you to express, like, if you were dancing kind of sad, how would you do this? And I'm like, I don't know. So luckily over the years of doing shows, I've been able to develop that more. And now I would say competing is harder, but in the beginning of my transition into circus, expressing myself was harder because it was so out of my element. One thing for our act is the audience probably thinks, oh my gosh, that's so much fun. They must love that. Like, wow, but they also feel that's high, it's stressful, and it does take a long time, especially adapting to a new apparatus, and it can be very dangerous. We have a lot of fun, but it is still like a highly stressful at times discipline. Acronet is very interesting and different than trampoline, because trampoline, you create all of your bounce and all of your rotation. The Acronet, you can only get so high without the other boys pushing you. So we really depend a lot on each other, and they help us get as high as we can. Sometimes if a kip is bad, or if your leg position is bad, you won't be as high, but again, all of our years of experience allow us to know, oh, this is short, let me quickly pull in or tuck in. You all create the act together here, so in order to have a good act, you all have to be super supportive of each other. If you are considering getting into the circus after your sporting career, I highly recommend it. It can be difficult at first to get your foot in the door, but don't give up. Follow your dreams, your passion, and to me, it's 100% worth it. If you have interest in LUDØ or any of the other shows, go for it and don't give up. And not only that, it's never fully about what you can do, but more how you work with people. If you can't work well with others, then it's going to be a lot harder for you.